Appearance on Dion's Daily Dose does not imply endorsement from or by any candidate or guest. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed by Dion Bergeron or Dion's Daily Dose are his own and do not represent the views, thoughts, and opinions of any guest. Material and information presented is for general information purposes only. The Dion's Daily Dose name in all forms and abbreviations are the property of its owners, and its use does not imply endorsement of or opposition to any specific organization, product, or service. If you'd like to support the show, please visit our Patreon at patreon.com/Dion's Daily Dose.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Dion's Daily Dose for Sunday, September 13th, 2020. I was hoping that we would have some guests on today. Hopefully they'll join us. I did send the link for them. Hopefully they'll be here a little later. But if not, in the meantime, whatever, I'm going to tell you about what we've been able to do so far with these watch parties. If they join, I'll add them in as they come. But if not, we'll reschedule it. It's still going to happen. For many of you may or may not have seen my interview with them. I invited them afterwards to come on my show, and we could talk about what the big hurdles were, what the scientific evidence pointing to it, all of those things. I was in communication with them. It was a crazy weekend, but I did get the link sent. Hopefully they'll be here. But in the meantime, we are organizing watch parties for the 3 presidential debates. Let me get you those dates for sure. It's on my post, but I'm gonna get it for you. Anyway, we have gotten the second venue is confirmed in Westville, and that is on October 15th. There it is. October 15th. It's going to start at 7 p.m., and it's going to run until the debates are over, probably a few minutes afterwards to wrap up. We're going to have myself and several other candidates are going to be there. The first one we're trying to get in Chesterton. We've got a couple of places that we're looking into, but nothing confirmed yet. We did reach out to the American Legion in Chesterton, and then the VFW. It's in Porter, but it's right by there. It's technically outside my district. We're trying to get the Legion in Chesterton. They haven't gotten back to us. I've gone in there to inquire. I've left my number. My campaign guy, Austin, has reached out to them more than once. We have not heard back. So I'm hoping that we can hear back from them and get that locked in. I also went to the VFW and gave them my contact information and asked them. They said that it's open for now. They're supposed to get back with me and let me know. Hi, Michelle, Jack. Thanks for joining me, both of you. I'm hoping that, like I said, I'm hoping we can get it there. But the last one, and that is the first one's going to be on September 29th. Again, we're hoping for a venue in Chesterton. We're trying to make it happen, but we're going to get as close to there as possible. The last one will be on October 7th, or excuse me, sorry, October 22nd. I'm looking at the VP debate right here. Here, I'll show you what I'm looking at here. Let me get this up so you can see it too. There we go. Go to this real quick. There. As you can see, there are going to be 3 debates between the presidential candidates. They are scheduled to take place on September 29th, October 15th, and October 22nd. The first one, like I said, we're going to try to get in Porter County somewhere. The second one will be definitively in Westville on October 15th, and October 22nd, we're going to try for Michigan City. We really want to have it in Michigan City right now. We're looking at different venues. We'd like to try to get maybe the DAV there or Legion or something else. BFW, whatever has the best capacity and the best options for getting it done. Here's our kind of our overlay and our plan for it. Give you a little more information about it. First, we're going to go live about an hour before the debate actually starts. So about 7 o'clock, we're going to go live. We're going to have a number of candidates, whomever. I don't have a definitive list yet. I will add to them as I get them. But you'll have an opportunity for those of you who want to attend. Come on out. We'd love to have you. For those of you who do not feel comfortable, who are medically frail or not comfortable in a setting like that, you may watch from home. We're going to stream it. We're going to include Q&A sessions. We're going to include short candidate bios, links to the candidate information. You'll have a chance to see who's on your ballot, stuff like that. We're also going to have some little prizes, contests, things like that, to where, like, if you can correctly guess the number of times that President Trump says China, or if you can correctly guess the number of times that Joe Biden says, come on, man, any of those things, or whatever. We're not going to, Michelle asks, how large of a hall am I looking for? The ones that we've been able to look at in Westville, like, for example, holds 125 people. That's kind of what we're looking at. I don't know that we're going to have that many. It'd be nice to have that kind of capacity, but we want to make sure that we stay safe, provide social distancing options, all that stuff. The issue that we're having is we want to make sure that we have it, obviously, in my district that I'm running for. Otherwise, there are lots of options out there, including Lake Station, I know. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to make it to where you can either log on to watch from home or come out, enter into the many prizes and games that we're going to have, watch the debate with us, hang out, laugh or whatever with like-minded people. And it'll also give you a chance to see who else is on your ballot and whatnot. If anybody knows a good location in either Chesterton or Michigan City, let me know. We're trying to get that set up. Again, I've reached out to the Legion in Chesterton, and I haven't heard back yet. Austin has also contacted them several times. I'm going to try again tomorrow and see if I can get in touch with them, see if we can get this locked down and ready. We're also going to have, like the sign behind me, we're going to have some Trump 2020 signs for sale there, possibly giveaways, stuff like that. We're just getting it kind of started, getting all the pieces in place and getting it going. I think it'll be a really enjoyable time, and I think it'll give people a chance to really have a good time. Mary says might be able to make it to the Portage one. Awesome. It's like I said, we're trying Chesterton because Portage is just barely outside my district. Worst case scenario, if we can't get Chesterton, we're going to get Porter, which is, there's like the line goes like it's right on the other side of the line. It's not that big of a deal. But I'm trying to make it in Porter County the best that I can. But realistically, we're, the 29th, we've got 16 days before it happens. Slightly over 2 weeks. We're trying to get it locked in and get it going. But I don't want to leave Porter County out, but we're having some trouble, hearing back from the people. If you know anyone at the Chesterton American Legion, that was my first choice. The VFW as well. Either way, the VFW's in Porter, though. That's the only difference. That's why I wanted to go to the Chesterton Legion first, but it is what it is. For those of you who logged in a little late looking for the Indiana NORML people, we're gonna have to reschedule that because I think I didn't get them the link in time, which my bad. But we will have them on. But what we're trying to do is have a big enough place that there's enough space, but also a robust connection as far as either 4G or Wi-Fi that's good enough that we can have good enough that we can have a streaming that isn't all choppy and messed up. That was the problem that I had with the party that I held on the night of the primary. It wasn't a good enough connection, and even when I tried to switch to 4G, it wasn't a great connection. So we're going to make sure that we do all that in advance and get that set up, make sure everything's working. We're working actually on something in Westville, because I'm going to tell you, Westville has terrible phone signal, absolutely terrible. You're lucky if you get one bar. However, the hall does have Wi-Fi. We're going to make sure that we get it set up to where it works. And also, there is someone who says that they're going to help me get access to a microwave truck. So we'll see if that can make the difference that we need. We're going to try to get as many candidates involved as possible so that it can be as epic as possible, because I think that this close to the election, people, A, are starting to get excited about it, and B, want to know, who's out there, who's on my ticket, how do I get a chance to meet these people? A lot of people are not attending these meet and greet events. Obviously, everyone who's watching me right now knows who I am, but there are a lot who don't. And there are a lot who don't know the other candidates that are on their ballot, or maybe know that candidate, but not some of the other ones. I think this will be a really good opportunity to get everyone together so that people have the chance to learn about the different people that's on the ballot. Also, we're going to make sure that we keep it as, for lack of a better term, bipartisan as possible. You do not have to be a Republican to attend the event. You do not have to be a Republican to watch the event that we're going to have. It's not restricted in any way, but it will give you a chance to learn who's on your ballot, have a chance to talk to them,
Bring your kids.
Well, yeah, and I want to stress this. This is a family-friendly event. By all means, bring the kids. We're going to hang out. We're going to teach a little bit about politics and the presidential debates. I think it's going to be awesome. My kids are going to be there. By all means, bring yours. I think it has the potential to be something really awesome. That said, if you want to donate, if you want to get involved, we could really use all the help we can. Right now, we're a small group of people that's trying to put on a really epic production. We need a lot of stuff. We're also working on another event after the debates that I think is really going to be awesome. When we get a little more info about that, we'll let you know. But I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this election is like no other in our history. And for traditionally, I would say left-leaning or Democrat-held strongholds, a lot of these people are very concerned, and I believe rightly so, because there are so many people who are contacting me saying, look, I will never vote Democrat again. I think a lot of people are going to be in for a shock as to the election results in some of these traditionally Democrat-held areas. We'll see. That said, let me put this out there. If for some reason the debate gets canceled or rescheduled, or Joe Biden doesn't show up, or whatever, which are all possibilities realistically, we're still going to have an event. We're going to hang out. We're going to have a few prizes. We're going to have a backup plan just in case. We're still going to have the candidates, the meet and greet, and all that. So just keep an eye on my social media. I will update you as everything comes through, as we're able to lock down different venues, as we're able to get things either on the menu or whatever. We'll see. We'll see what happens, but I think it's going to be pretty awesome. If anyone has any ideas for things that you would like to see at this event, let me know. If there are certain things that you think maybe should, like a silent auction, if you think we should have that, let me know. If you think we should have certain prizes, like, hey, you should really have this because I think it would be good, feel free to reach out, talk@dionbergeron.com. I will scroll that on the bottom for you. It's the same email address, talk@dionbergeron.com. If, on the other hand, you want to attend or you want to donate to this particular cause, this particular event, let me know. Just email me, say, hey, I want to be involved in this. And you know what, Mary? That's a lot of people are saying that. Mary says, I will not vote Democrat at all. Hashtag vote red 2020. I am hearing from people that I do want to say, though, I want to make you aware of something. Let me see if I can find it. I knew I should have. Let me see. I think if you look, I can't remember the name. There it is. Hold on. Let me find it. I'll share this with you. Okay. Now let me be very clear. Oh, come on. Hold on. Let me get to the right thing so I can make sure you see it from the source. Let me share this with you because there is so much going on, and this is why people need. Oh, thank you, Mary. That's a great point. Kid-friendly activity. So yes, you're absolutely right. We're gonna have the kids there, and we are going to have some activities because let's face it, kids are not going to sit still for an hour and a half of presidential debates, as cool or whatever as they are. Unfortunately, kids are going to get bored. So we're going to make sure that we have some stuff there. We're going to have tablets and stuff like that set up. We're going to have a few other things so that kids will have something to do. We're going to make sure that we put things into place so that kids aren't, too incredibly bored. Fortunately, I have a 14-year-old who is very, very good at predicting what is going to entertain children and what is not. Eric, you know what? I'm glad you said that. Eric said, I will not vote red or blue. I will put the person before the party. That's exactly what I'm about to show you because I don't know if you've seen this yet, but if you have not, there is someone named Aria DiMezzo. And they won the GOP primary in New Hampshire. This person, let me see if this works. Okay, this one doesn't work for some reason. I'm not sure why, but it worked on mine. Okay, here it is. So this is from, I don't know if you know the name. The name of this person is Aria DiMezzo. Okay, blah, blah, blah. In today's example of this principle, I can imagine no reason why, with ordinary care, a trans, anarchist, satanic candidate using the campaign slogan, F the police, should be the Republican candidate for sheriff in Cheshire County in New Hampshire. If a trans, anarchist, satanic candidate using the campaign slogan F the police is the Republican candidate for sheriff in Cheshire County in New Hampshire, it seems to me that somebody has been very careless. Aria DiMezzo, the Republican primary winner, said in a blog post that her victory in the primary was an argument for anarchy because of how, quote, clueless the average voter is. The Satanist garnered 4,211 votes, easily beating a traditional candidate who received only a few hundred votes. This is their quote. DiMezzo said, quote, sweet Satan, how can you not be an anarchist, DiMezzo wrote. Between 75 and 80% of the primary voters, the ones alleged to be more politically aware than the average voter, were completely and totally ignorant of who they are voting for. What is the percentage with the average voter? 90%? 95%? These people are deciding who gets to rule you. Aria is calling on Cheshire County to secede from both New Hampshire and the U.S. If I had known about this in time, I would have run a write-in for the rotting toe. I don't know about the toe. I didn't read the top. Something about a lawsuit. But unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, this is all true. This is true. This person won the GOP primary for sheriff, and wow is all I can say. Wow. This is why I want to make sure that we give everyone an opportunity to really meet the candidates and see who they're voting for. With that said, I want to share something with you real quick about what happened. Okay, so I found out that my opponent actually went on the radio and talked about, quote, redistributing the funds that go to the police. I don't know if they're trying to play word games, but it's just another term for defunding the police. That's what we're dealing with, ladies and gentlemen. From the left, that is what we're dealing with. They're not even trying to hide it anymore. The only reason I can think of that they wouldn't actually come out and say the word defund is because they know that people who live in this area aren't going to put up with that crap. They're just not. I am trying to find the spot that they were on so that I can share it, because I think everyone should know that that's what they believe. I was at the 463 GOP breakfast on Saturday, and I got up to give my little speech, right? And one of the people in the audience, who is a legislator, said that my opponent's entire contribution to legislation was a comma during their entire term. That's frightening, ladies and gentlemen. That is absolutely frightening. And I agree with Mary. Mary said, obviously not a true Republican, and they agree. They're not. But they were able to run under the GOP ticket, and they won. They absolutely won. How crazy is that? And this unfortunately is what we are looking at. Now, to be fair, the people that are following that race said that this person has virtually no chance of winning against the popular incumbent, who is a Democrat. But I'm going to tell you this, and this is why we need to really be cognizant and pay attention. This person is going to be on the general ballot as a Republican. When you vote straight ticket, this might potentially be one of the people you're voting for. Just use your head, please. Look into who's on your ballot. Look into who those people are. I'm sure some of you are tired of me saying do your research, but for the love of God, do your research. Learn who these people are and what they're about. And look, there is nothing wrong with being unsure about a vote and not voting for that particular office. That's okay. It's better to hold back and say, you know what, I don't know either one of these people. That's okay. Because it does happen. Does it happen in Indiana? Probably less so. I'm just going to say. But this shows it can happen. Just learn. Use your head. Again, if you have ideas that would make these upcoming events better, let me know. Mary, you're absolutely right. We need some kid-friendly things. I'm gonna rope Donovan into making sure that's straight and true and the best it can be. And Mary says, I back the blue 100%. So do I. I want to make this perfectly clear. I said this in one of my previous videos, but to back the blue does not mean turn a blind eye to bad behavior, ever. Back the blue means we appreciate the sacrifice that the men and women of law enforcement make to keep us safe. I absolutely back the blue. And Eric, that's a good point. Certain positions should not have a party affiliation, judges, sheriffs, etc. It's funny you mention that, because there are a couple of candidates that are running for judge that I've had discussions with about how partisan can you be? right? Are there certain things you can say, not say? And they said there are certain ways that they have to handle it. There are certain things that they can't come out and say. They have to be careful because they have to at least give the appearance of bipartisanship because they're going to be a judge. They can't be seen as biased, right? One way or another. But on the other hand, how do we know the values of that person? Because the average voter doesn't do research. Not you. All of you people, I'm pretty sure you are good, conscientious, learn about the people voters. Connie, I know for sure, does her research. Eric does his research. Mary, I know you do. Jack, I know you do. But the average voter, I don't think does. How many of you, maybe not you with watching right now, but those of you watching later, how many of you know about your local positions and the people running for them before you get into the voting booth? And you're looking down at that ticket and you're going, oh, I'm not sure, but that name sounds familiar. Yes, Connie, you're right. School board officials don't have a party, but most of the other ones do. Oh, you're just crazy, Eric. Fair enough. Hey, we all have our parts. And I want to tell you, that's something that I put into the post that I shared about the upcoming events. I want to make sure everybody understands. The people that don't feel safe to come to the event and are participating online, you see the level of participation that I have with you that are watching right now. That's the level of participation you can expect from the online event. So if you don't feel safe, but you want to come because you think you'll be ignored, don't worry about it. I will make sure that everyone feels like your voice is heard. Yeah, and another thing, if you want to wear a mask, by all means, you wear a mask. We're going to do what we have to do to comply with local regulations and all that stuff. And you know what? You're absolutely right, Eric. That's a great point. He says, how many people who are elected know what is going on in their own backyard? Very, very few. And Jack, you make a fantastic point. He says, but sadly, many voted against instead of for. And that's true. I'm going to tell you, that's something that Liz and I were talking about just today, is how many people that hate Trump are voting for Joe Biden because they believe in Joe Biden. They're voting against Donald Trump. And that's fine. That's their right. I disagree with it, but that's their right. But how many people are voting against Trump rather than for a particular candidate? So, yeah, vote. Try to do your research. Vote for someone you believe in. I know it's hard. I know that it's difficult with all the information that's out there. And that's one reason why I do so many of these videos. Like, who the heck has time to watch all my videos, right? But I do them so that if someone does pop in and watch one from a month ago to now, 2 months ago to now, whatever, I'm the same person. I haven't changed. I'm the same person. It is what it is. And I think that's important so that you can see what you're going to get if you vote for me. I think it's sad that so many people vote against someone rather than for someone they believe in. But the other thing is, how many people are on the ballot that you actually believe in? Yeah, I mean, that's a thing, right? Connie says, I even researched the supporters. Hey, nothing wrong with that. I'd say research is probably your best friend, especially in such a crazy time like today. Mary says, I have no problem going. I'll have my mask with me, but I probably won't wear it unless it's required. I'm going to tell you, unless I am forced to by local or health department regulations, I'm not going to require masks. I believe in free choice. If you are that afraid, then you can stay home and you can stream it, and we are more than willing and happy to work with you, to talk to you, to answer any questions you may have. If you prefer to wear a mask, I'm not going to ridicule you by all means. You can wear a mask. I fully support your right to do so. Unless I'm forced to by regulations, because I'm having this event. This event's happening. Whatever it takes. If we have to have a mask, Donovan is going to be wearing his gas mask. I'm going to tell you. So it is that. That's it. That's where we're at. Hopefully, we can get the people who were supposed to be here tonight. Hopefully, we can reschedule this and get it going, because I think it's important for people who traditionally wouldn't believe in or listen to a campaign such as Indiana NORML to hear their perspective. The other thing that I think that's coming up is I met a gentleman. What's his name? Travis, the guy in LaPorte. Was that his name? Do you remember?
Oh, Taylor.
I don't know why I said Travis. So there was a Back the Blue rally event, whatever, in LaPorte on yesterday, and there was a group out there that had a megaphone and was talking about defund. Well, he didn't say defund the police. He said stop racism in LaPorte, which I appreciate. And it was no racist police. Okay, I support that too. But we talked for a few minutes, and I invited him to come on to the show so that we can have a civil conversation. It was really hard to hear because obviously there was a lot of noise out there. But I'm going to have him on the show, and we're going to have a intelligent, rational discussion. I would say he's about as far left as you can get.
He was
when did he say he was a
Republican?
Did he?
He was chanting.
Oh, fair enough. I don't know if he's Republican, Democrat, Independent, Libertarian. I don't know. But I think it's absolutely critical that we have calm conversations.
There was a peaceful protest going on in LaPorte against that.
Oh, I know there was a McRib protest.
That's the one.
Yeah, there was
a
peaceful, organized protest to bring back the McRib for McDonald's.
And it was young people, so
good for them. Yeah. So you know what, Eric? That's a great point. He says, I research everyone. I talk to the candidates, and will know in that instance if you're good or bad. He says, I look at voting patterns versus donations. That's really smart. That's really, really smart. A lot of times what they say doesn't match up with the way that they vote. And if you see that a certain organization or group is donating a lot of money to certain candidates or parties, you can feel fairly confident that they're going to vote along with them.
The BLM bandwagon.
Who did? Coles? Oh, so Liz, just off screen, is saying that Coles apparently has jumped onto the Black Lives Matter bandwagon and now has an entire line of clothing. Hey, that's their choice, right? But I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, as I've said in the past, and I'm going to wrap it up with this, private businesses have the right to do whatever they want. They can promote what they want. They can carry what they want. They can sell what they want. They can require you to wear a mask or not. But you have the right to choose whether or not you support that business. Your dollar matters because that's what these stores rely on. Now, I feel bad for the, let's make this clear, the employees that are forced to carry out company policy, whether it's for masks or whatever, it's not their fault. Don't yell at them. They're doing what they were told by their overlords, right? But your dollar decides whether these companies profit or not. And I think certain professional sports organizations are going to start to realize that very soon. Maybe, maybe not. So with that, stay tuned. I'm going to bring you updated news on it. And one more thing before I go, real quick. Look into all these fires that are going on in the Northwest. You'll notice they oddly stop right at the Canadian line. If it was climate change, would it be restricted to only the United States? It's something you have to ask yourself. The other thing is there are people that are being arrested for intentionally starting fires. Now, who in their right mind would be starting fires when there are already massive numbers of fires burning out of control? Makes you wonder how organized this is. That's all I'm going to say. Look into it yourself. Once again, do your own research. Thanks, everybody, for coming out. I appreciate your time. And if you want to get involved, email me, talk at dionbergeron.com. Hit me up on social media. I answer everything myself. I think we're going to make this awesome. Thank you very much. God bless you. God bless Indiana. And
If you'd like to support the show, please visit our Patreon at patreon.com/Dion's Daily Dose. This has been Dion's Daily Dose, hosted by Dion Bergeron. Executive producers, Sean Holgram and Michael Beebe. Copyright 2020. Dion's Daily Dose, all rights reserved.